Hey guys, welcome back to another battery-powered Wii video. As you can see, I've made progress on it. So anyways, while I talk about this, I'm gonna play Mario Kart Wii Retro Rewind online to make sure that everything works and I didn't damage anything when taking apart the Wii. Now the reason I took it apart is because the power connector had to be desoldered so I could solder wires to it so I can connect it to my custom power supply when that's done. Right now I just have it connected to this sealed lead calcium battery right here. So after this race, I'm going to show you the parts that I will be reusing from the old version of the Wii. So yeah. Second place, wow. Okay, now that I finished the race, I'm going to show you the parts that I'll be reusing. Alright, we got the buck boost converter that outputs 12 volts, and we got the analog current meter that reads up to 10 amps. The colors on it weren't there, I just took the case off and got a Sharpie and wrote the colors, because I want to know when we're pushing it too hard. But yeah, everything else is going to be new. I did mention that, you know, like right now it's not a problem because this lead-acid battery, even when fully charged, doesn't get that high of a voltage, unlike the power adapter and lithium-ion battery that I'll be using. So for those, I'll definitely need the converter to regulate it to 12 volts so I don't risk damaging the Wii. Right, so far everything works. My wireless controller still works. The USB ports definitely work because my screen's on, as you can see. And of course, obviously, since this is happening, the the video output works. And the Wi-Fi module isn't damaged since I'm playing online and nothing's going wrong. I was really worried about accidentally damaging something when taking apart the Wii, but luckily it's fine. So here's what the two ports I'm adding are. A 3 amp USB-A output, or whatever it's called. I think it's called USB-A, I'm not sure. But it's the same kind of port that's on the side of the Wii there. But it will output 3 amps instead of, you know, the 0.5 that the Wii's internal USBs output. And then there will be a USB-C port that actually has power delivery, so it will not only output 5 volts, it could actually output higher voltages, so I'll be able to power like my Switch 2 dock with it and stuff. I also got this constant current, constant voltage charging module. What that's going to do is make sure the batteries don't charge too fast. And I'm also going to have it so I can adjust how fast it charges through that Raspberry Pi Pico 2 that I mentioned in my first video. There'll be a setting to change the charging speed. So I can put less stress on the batteries for charging most of the time, but I can choose faster charging if I'm in a rush. Another thing I mentioned in my previous video is that instead of that voltage that voltage meter that tells me how much battery is left, like I'm gonna actually have a proper fuel gauge, like, which is what's like on your phone and laptop, so it'll be a proper battery indicator. So here's what I'm gonna be using. Well, this is at least what I think I'm gonna be using. This Max 17205 Jeff kit. It's supposed to be a proper fuel gauge by Maxim Integrated. And then it's going to tell me exactly how much percent, like the state of charge, the state of health, all the cell voltages. So I'll put a lot of that info on a screen that the top of the Wii will show. That's probably the fuel gauge I'm going to use, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Another cool feature I'm going to have is make it so I can plug in a variety of power adapters that fit, even if they have like much different voltages. So there'll be another buck boost converter that outputs 16.8 volts, but can handle a wide variety of voltages. So I can plug up to maybe a 48 volt e-bike charger into this and it will be fine. So if I lose the main charger, I can use other chargers. It might not be able to charge the battery fast and run the Wii and stuff if it doesn't have enough like wattage, but it would still work. So there'll be 3 buck boost converters total. One to regulate the voltage for the Wii, one to regulate the voltage going into the custom power system, and one to charge the batteries. It's kind of like a buck boost converter, but you know. So technically 2 buck boosts or 3 depending on how you look at it. I also got a BMS for my battery pack. Unfortunately, it doesn't work right because it causes a huge voltage drop. So I need to get a new one. I might just have one custom made if that's possible. I've ordered like a really expensive one, but it hasn't arrived yet, so I'm not sure if it's ever arriving. But yeah, so the battery pack is still not, that I made, isn't being used yet. Because it's not safe to run the pack without a BMS. Anyways, that's about it for this video. I'll talk more in the next one. Anyways, as you can see, my Wii is running fine, so I clearly did not damage anything. So I don't have to get a new Wii. That's good. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. And wish me luck on completing this project.